Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg testified in front of a jury in Los Angeles today in a trial over the alleged intentionally addictive nature of social media platforms. The plaintiff, a 20-year-old identified as KGM, said her social media use exacerbated her depression and suicidal tendencies. Her suit is among more than 1,600 cases related to social media's alleged harmful nature that have been consolidated into a single massive legal action in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Over the next several months, 9 individual so-called bellwether trials that stem from this massive consolidated case will test the merit of the argument that social media companies are liable for creating an addictive product. KGM's trial is the first. Simultaneously, a trial arguing the company has left minors vulnerable to sexual exploitation kicked off in New Mexico earlier this month. And later in the year, a U.S. district judge in California will hear another massively consolidated case brought by school districts and different state attorneys general across the country, alleging social media is a public nuisance that passes its costs on to the public. This has commentators wondering if these trials mean social media's, quote, big tobacco moment has come. We wanted to explain what that means as social media giants face a pivotal moment and potentially billions of dollars in settlements. Since the first study linking smoking to lung cancer and heart disease in 1950, scientists and activists had warned about the harms of tobacco, but the product remained ubiquitous. Over the next 50 years, tobacco companies were accused repeatedly in civil court of hiding evidence that they knew about the harms of their products. More than 40 states sued the companies throughout the 90s, demanding they reimburse the costs of smoking-related illnesses treated by state health care programs. In 1998, the 4 largest tobacco companies agreed to a $206 billion settlement, which 46 states included restrictions on advertising to minors. That settlement, along with a separate one over smokeless tobacco, resulted in major industry reform and helped reduce smoking rates among adults and children. Smoking rates dropped from 24% in 1998 to 11% in 2023, according to the CDC. And there was an even larger drop among high school students. In 1998, 35% used tobacco products compared to 10% in 2024. The plaintiffs involved in the current California cases have used language in their opening statements and briefs directly comparing the harms of social media companies to big tobacco. Mark Lanier, KGM's lawyer, said during his opening statement the companies have, quote, engineered addiction in children's brains. In a statement released ahead of Zuckerberg's testimony, Meta said in part, quote, the question for the jury in Los Angeles is whether Instagram was a substantial factor in the plaintiff's mental health struggles. The evidence will show she faced many significant, difficult challenges well before she ever used social media. The other plaintiff in this case, YouTube, said ahead of the trial starting, quote, providing young people with a safer, healthier experience has always been core to our work. In collaboration with youth, mental health and parenting experts, we built services and policies to provide young people with age-appropriate experiences and parents with robust controls. The allegations in these complaints are simply not true. TikTok and Snap were also parties to the KGM suit, but they settled before the trial began last week.